What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, that's where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button. Let's jump into this week's topics. First topic for this week, another acquisition by Horizon. This week, it was announced that Horizon purchased the tire brand AKA Products. AKA, formed in 2006, has been around in the racing world predominantly since that time. It was founded by Joel Johnson and Gil Losi Jr. AKA really hasn't gotten into any of the markets that have kind of affected or trickled into our area like scale or even drag racing. They have predominantly been track racing of some sort. But this story did seem relevant still, since this is another brand that Horizon has acquired, and Horizon is obviously a big part of the market shares that we discuss. Now, of course, as soon as a post like this is made on Facebook by Horizon, out of the hundreds of comments, there was probably less than 10 actual positive comments. Everyone else concerned about monopolies or ruining companies, out of stock products, whatever it was. But in the end, we really don't know what the full story is behind this acquisition. One thing that was interesting though, in the press release from Horizon, it did state that they purchased the assets of AKA. Not sure if that meant that AKA was in some sort of rough financial times. Obviously, AKA being in the racing market, racing was almost non-existent in the past year, which really could have hurt AKA. But either way, AKA will live on as far as we know at this point under the Horizon umbrella. And yes, that does reduce the number of competitors that Horizon has in the racing tire market now that they own both Proline and AKA. Personally, at this point, I really don't have anything negative to say about Horizon has handled companies that they've acquired over the last handful of years. Seems like they've been doing okay. A lot of companies they picked up when it was either they were going to get them or they were going to go away. But if you'd like more information on this, check Facebook, where all the experts are congregating in the comments. Next, a new story for you 2.2 tire fans. Proline has released the new 2.2 trenchers. They released the 1.9 trenchers last year, and a lot of people enjoy those tires. Now, another 2.2. 2.2 tire options have definitely dwindled over the last few years. Another one coming out, an actual new tire altogether. Obviously, with Proline being under the Horizon umbrella, owning Axial with both the Bomber and the Rift, they saw the market that another 2.2 tire was viable. So good for all of you, like myself, who own 2.2 rigs, looking for another tire option. Last week, Associated released the RC10B6 Builder Support Kit. Now, this was an interesting release. It didn't really get a lot of press or kind of real announcement. It was in a small press release that Associated put out there, and this is a B6 centered kit, but it's not like the normal builders kits we've seen, even like the DR10 builders kit, which is, you know, kind of a slider style design. This, however, is just the front suspension assembly with steering, the rear transmission, the rear caster blocks and axle shafts. It doesn't include the rear arms or rear shock tower. It does include shocks all the way around, and it does have a front shock tower. But this is a kit that is just the major components that are used in some builds. Most specifically, it appears that this is focused towards a lot of oval racers who are using these components from a kit and putting them on custom chassis. But this style, or even possibly this kit, could bleed over to people looking to build custom drag cars. And if this type of offering takes off, then maybe you could see it with the B5 style with more of the rear motor versus the mid motor. It's just interesting to see Associated tailoring so specifically to these more custom built trucks with an option package that is only what is used or needed at the very least. The reason it doesn't include the rear arms is because a lot of the platforms that these are used on, they used a custom adjustable rear arm that allows them to adjust the toe separately. We've seen builders kits pop up in scale at this point, and those have been more inclusive than a package like this. But it just shows that there could be some momentum in the direction of just giving the builders what they need, rather than a lot of us buying complete kits only to use a small percentage of what's inside. A very interesting release, and I'll link to the press release in the description below, as well as links to the rest of today's stories. For those of you into RC drag racing and fans of full-size drag racing, specifically the Street Outlaws show, farm trucks sell a traction compound that is commonly used in the full-size world that they've called Pimp Juice, and have released an RC traction compound as well. Now, if you're not heavy into no prep racing in RC, You may just think that no prep means you don't do anything, but in many cases, a lot of people are putting a traction compound on their tires beforehand, and as long as there isn't residue on the tire still when they go to the line, you're allowed to use it in many situations. So traction compounds are fairly common in many places. Now, that's not to say that it's going to be legal everywhere where you're running, so make sure you check with your local group. But if you'd like to add Farm Truck in Arizona's Pimp Juice to your RC toolbox collection, then I'll link to where you can buy it below. It's only like $6. Recently, we've talked about the teases from Drive RC for their new Mustang and Pontiac bodies, and they showed completed versions of them this week, both for that Terminator Mustang and the Firehawk or WS6 style Pontiac Trans Am. It looks like pre-orders are going to be opening for both of them soon. Find all of the information on where to purchase, as well as links to the products in the description below. And in more body news, we saw 2 new bodies from Proline this week, one crawler, one no prep. The no prep one first. This new Mustang body looks fantastic. I'm not a huge vintage Mustang fan, but man, this body possibly one of Proline's best no prep bodies. I think they did a fantastic job blending the style of the original and the performance and angles that people are liking to see in the no prep world. They killed it with this body, and it's a good thing because the other one that they released is the Strike Force. I don't know what to say about this one. I don't know if they were jealous of the Lloyd or they just Please, if you're a fan of this, put in the comments below why you like this. What appeals to you? What draws you in about this? And what are you going to build with it? I genuinely want to hear from you guys. If you were one of the ones that saw this body and went, yep, my next body, that's the one I'm buying right there. Honestly, the most exciting part of this new body for me is that they put it onto an SCX 10.3 that already had straight axles. In more body news, those J-Concepts SCX 24 bodies are available in stores now, in stock. You can go pick up the new 124 scale J-Concepts Creep or the F-150. So if you're looking to change up your SCX 24 with a Lexan body, then a couple of options that are now in stock. For any of you Traxxas TRX4 or TRX6 owners that have the 2-speed and locking differentials, DSM Off-Road is now offering some aftermarket servo mounts for both the 2-speed and locking differentials to use aftermarket servos that have kind of a more standard bolt pattern style. If you've ever burnt out one of the factory ones and you wanted to change those out, you may have noticed that you have to look for some pretty specific servos to fit in there. These new ones from DSM Off-Road are 3D printed. It looks like they're a Shapeways style with an SLS nylon type print. But with these, you can use other aftermarket servos. Doesn't appear that they're compatible with the stock servo saver, so you'll have to adjust your endpoints appropriately to work with those and a rigid servo. But if you're interested in either of those servo mounts, you can check out the links to both of them in the description below. And then new last week from Traxxas, they released 2 versions of the Factory 5 hot rods on the Fortec 3.0 platform. Now, Fortec 3.0 came out just a little while ago. It's about 30% larger than the previous one, so nice, larger on-road car. But these new ones come in both a truck and sedan style of the old hot rod bodies. And again, they're licensed through Factory 5. These are similar in style to one of the special releases that was Snap-on branded a couple of years back, but now being on the Fortec 3.0, going to be a little bit larger overall. Just seems like this is something that's just a little bit outside the norm of what we normally see from Traxxas with their releases. So cool to see, change things up a little bit. Maybe you guys are a fan of the old hot rods specifically. Personally, I think I like the truck version the best. This Wednesday, you can come check out Live Stream Takeover with Matt from the Scale Builders Guild and myself as we talk about the happenings in the RC world and whatever else happens to be going on at the time. Friday night live stream, building some sort of new kit likely. And then hopefully at the end of this weekend or early next week, you'll see the return of my Top Speed TRX6 project as we take it out again, try and set a new top speed with it. Hopefully we can crack the 70-mile-an-hour barrier. But that's gonna do it for the news topics for this week. But for this week's question, going back to the topic of going fast, what is your fastest current or fastest ever you've gone with an RC vehicle? I own a couple of RCs capable of high top speeds, but I think that honestly the fastest I've ever gone with an RC that I can prove is with my TRX-6 going 65 miles an hour. The other RCs that I have that are capable of going faster, I don't think I've ever actually tried to push to a top speed yet. As funny as that may sound. So the fastest I've ever gone is with a 6x6 RC. Put your speed stories in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you guys dropping in and answering those questions every week. Definitely my favorite part of the Scale News Update. But as always, I hope you have an awesome rest of the week. Hit the like button if you enjoy the Scale News Update, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.